All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here. Thank you guys so much. Welcome. If you don't know who I am Eli with Pokémon USA, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do live streams where I answer any and all of your guys' questions related to what's going on in the Pokemon market. If you are wondering why is the video titled the same as the previous one, but it just says Q&A, is because I usually don't have time to go through everyone's questions for the previous video, and so this is the opportunity for you to have your question answered live. But otherwise, we're gonna have a fun, chill stream, just talk about whatever's going on in the market. But before we jump into it, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And lastly, if you haven't checked out already, we've got 3 spots left for our Patreon wholesale group to get access to distribution and distribution prices. And if you want to be a part of the community outside of that in any other way, we've got an awesome group of individuals in our Discord. Links down in the description below for that once again. But let's give a couple of shout outs to people that are here before we start answering any questions. What's up, TT? Shadowless Tony, Daddy Zard, Tori, Spencer, Catch 'em All TCG, Poke Collector J, Ripper, Corey, Joker, Tim, Shadowless, Mikkel, Bav, DJ, Trainer Yang, Justin, and Tommy's Top Picks. Thank you guys all so much for being early. One thing I want to say, Mikkel, I'm gonna call you out here. Message me back on Discord, bro. We have a couple of things that we need to kind of figure out with you for shipping information. So if you want to get back to me when you have a sec, please do. But outside of that, have you seen Steam Siege prices? Tori says. Let's take a look at some Steam Siege prices, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at that. At this point, I'm gonna just have to pay someone to do the giveaway for me. I swear to God. All right, so Gardevoir has done nothing. It's still basically the same. Mega Gardevoir, how's the Mega Gardevoir price look out? Like, man, it is not done much. I mean, it's like, it had its obvious peak because we, you know, did the buyout. But prices have done absolutely nothing. They've almost like, they're almost like depressingly, I mean, Sycamore's, or the Volcanion went up. Volcanion went up, that's something. What about the Mega Steelix? How's the Mega Steelix doing? Hey, that one's gone up. We ran that one up, but God, some of them, the Mega Gardevoir, the secret one, that went up and it went down. It did not do much, that is for sure. So, but I don't see it. It doesn't seem like much has happened. But fair trade, Lost Origin booster box case for 1 Evolving Skies booster box case. 3 Lost Origin booster box cases for 1 Evolving Skies case. Well, the market value for a Lost Origins at this point is roughly around 150 bucks, right? And if we look at the market value for Evolving Skies and we look at the sealed value, it is at roughly $395. So I would say that is a fair trade for sure, right? Let me think. Hold on one second. Let me do some math here. It's 3 cases? No, so that means you're paying for every 1 Evolving Skies, which is worth 400. You're paying for 150. No, that's not a good trade at all. That's a terrible trade. Sorry. If it was 2, I would have said it's a good trade, but 3, that's a bad trade. I would not take that trade. You're getting gypped about 50 bucks per booster box in value. So you're overpaying by 300 bucks at least. So I'm not the biggest fan of that trade, personally speaking. But all right, I'm going to go in the control center here real quick so I can make sure that I can see everything live and there's no delays for the stream. Streams, you know, other than the occasional issues on my end of me muting myself, streams run a lot smoother, which is nice. So glad I stocked up on Steam Siege on release. Might be time to unload a couple of cases on the market. Okay, so are we saying now, Shadowless, is it like a sealed product thing? Is that what I'm missing? Is it the sealed product that's been going up quite a bit? Is that what I'm missing? Let's take a look at the sealed. So like a booster box thing. No, it's definitely not sealed product. Sealed product's kind of gone flat. So what am I not looking at here? What am I not looking at? Hello guys, how are you doing? I am doing well. Let's go. Did you guys see Mason opening Scarlet and Violet base set yesterday? Art looks amazing. I did not watch that. What did I do yesterday? I worked and went to physical therapy. That's what I did. Sold all my cards, and yeah, it will stop. What goes up must come down. It may not be today, but it will crash and burn. So you're pessimistic is what you're telling me. How many members of your wholesale group actually spend more than 5K? How many spend more than 10K? Curious to hear what people are spending. So we've got about four people, I want to say maybe 5, that spend about 5,000 to 10,000 a month. And then I would say the majority spend around 1,000 to 3,000. That's what I would say. And then you've got like, here's what I would say. It's like your top 5% are spending like 5 to 10K. Then after that, you've got like your other 10% are spending around like 2 to 3K. Your other like 40% or 45% are spending around 1K. And then your remaining amount are spending around sub a K, I want to say, like 750-ish to 500. That's what I would say the average. But to be fair, that's percentage wise. I'm not breaking that down by actual member amounts because we just obviously added a ton more spots. So I can't break it down by members because that would just be skewed since a lot of people haven't made sales yet since they just literally joined. Netflix and chill. Nah, let's Pokemon USA and chill. I appreciate that, Tommy. Justin says, much love, Eli. I sold all my high-end cards and probably about 150 alt arts. Kind of sad, but I know they will go down eventually, so I'm just waiting to pick them up cheap. Well, it's definitely not a bad time to do so. How do I join your wholesale group? So, Aaron, link is down in the description below if you want to click on our Patreon. We've got 3 spots left. I have 2 booster boxes to team up in Spanish. How should I go about valuing these if there's nothing on the internet under current value? That is honestly extremely difficult to say, Raymond, because 1, I don't know anything about the Spanish market, and 2, in terms of team up Spanish market, if there's no way for you to make comps on recent sales on sites, then it's extremely tough to know what the real value is. I guess the real value is whatever someone's willing to pay. If you want, you can try and make comparisons of other booster boxes in the Spanish. You know, if you can find like Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, Cosmic Eclipse, and see what the Spanish comparison price-wise is to the English, and then kind of try and see if you can list it around that kind of same comparison, but it's hard to say, man. Is debt maxing on Pokemon cards and hoping your bank fails a sound investment strategy? That is the best investment strategy. See, when I look at Silicon Valley Bank, I say that's exactly how I expect all banks to perform, right? They just fail, go bankrupt. You max out your credit card. You don't have to do anything. Bada boom, bada bang. Financial advice at its finest. Sorry if I feel a little low energy. I'm still recovering from being sick, man. It's fantastic. It's hard to sleep because of how congested I am. It's fun. When the reprints hit, right? What's up, Coolish Shive? Good to see you. I've been wondering why generation singles are as low as they are. It makes me bearish towards modern singles because I think generations had super strong arts. Probably because XY era was printed pretty heavily. Most XY era sets are pretty expensive. Honestly, man, like, don't get me wrong, like, I know the print quality in XY was much worse than what it is now in Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield, but I would be willing to do an experiment video where I went through and I, like, told you which cards of the, like, we pick a card, and maybe we can make that a segment. Honestly, that could be a video. That could be a Friday video. What if for Friday videos, every Friday, it was like an investment video where we went and we looked at older sets, and I went in and I bought that card, and I like broke them down and said, hey, what are the chances that I'm gonna get a card that's gonna be worth sending in and getting a 9 or a 10? That honestly would be a fun video idea. Because like, for example, if I do, if I go in here, right, and let's say that, you know, we go to, sorry, actually this will probably be better if I go to Polka Data for this. Is it gonna make me log in? It's probably gonna make me log in. No, it says I'm in. Nope, it's gonna make me log in, and everyone sees my sign-in information. Awesome. Awesome sauce. So if we go to a set, right, and let's say we say it's for the XY era, and let's say we do Breakthrough, right? If I go to Breakthrough, and I look at the Full Art Mewtwo, so this one's going for obviously $46 right now. The 9 value right now for this card is double the raw. So if I at least hit a 9, I make money on this. And if I hit a 10, then the profit on this is juicy. So what if I did a video where I went onto TCG Player and I just bought multiple copies of this card, and I just was like, hey, let's see what the possibilities are of me getting from TCG Player a 9 or a 10 version of this card. And we just document, like, I almost feel like how I should do it is I just do a poll each and every like week before the Friday video. And the poll is just a couple of cards that I've picked out that you guys want me to buy, and I buy a couple of them. I buy like 10 or something like that. And then you guys just kind of follow and see, hey, of the 10 I bought, what amount of them were actually decent enough to condition to send in for grading, and for the other ones, you know, which ones were not worth grading, and instead, you know, resell them or return them if they're not even in near mint condition, which is has to be at least a 7 or higher. So oh, I should probably mute myself if I'm gonna cough. Is the Patreon good for UK people? It is, but you have to be a lot more methodical about it. If you're living outside the US, it's important that you buy product that is not cheap and heavy. It is important that you buy product that is expensive and heavy. What do I mean by that? If you're going to buy some sleeves or top loaders, those are going to cost you 65 bucks for a case's worth, and they're going to be 20 pounds. That's heavy and that is cheap. If you're going to buy a booster box case, which we don't obviously have available, but for the sake of the argument, let's say we did, those are going to cost you $5.80, $5.90, however much the wholesale rate is, and they're going to weigh about 12 pounds. So your rate of weight ratio to how much it costs, it's going to be a lot better. So you just have to be smart about it in that regard. Justin Durr, much love, Eli. I already answered that question. But yeah, your point being made, Narwhal, is with Generations, I do gotta wonder though what the quality of that era is for the cards, because they are still pretty cheap. I know the pull rates obviously were pretty easy for these, but you still gotta wonder how much is this worth in a PSA 10 condition, right? It's selling for 300 bucks in a 9. After fees, you're basically breaking even. I mean, if you get at least a 9 on this card, you're making your money's worth. You just gotta promise you get a 9. Oh my god, can the prices go down? I'm selling weed to buy booster boxes. Okay. Do you think the LO Giratina will drop or raise in price once it's out of regulation? I think that it'll probably raise over time. That just makes the most sense to me. I think that the value will 100% raise over time, just because it's a collectible card. Poe Collector J says, hacked. Thanks, Eli. What did I do? Well, thanks for stopping by as always, Collector J. Steam Siege Diamond Hands. Holy crap, Eli is back again. I'm back, baby. Yeah, so the cheapness of the raw is probably because it's heavily weighed down with below mint cards. You would like to believe so. That's my only expectation, because the quality condition is just not the best. Eli, what do you think about sealed product that has issues such as the wrap has a small tear or blisters have bend or collection boards rips? Still worth keeping sealed? I don't know. It depends if it's ultra modern or not. If it's ultra modern, if I'm being completely honest, for most of that time, I will try and sell it at a discount, or I will open it. That's just kind of how I am with it. Obviously, it's one thing if it's like a rip in the Elite Trainer box, because you can't really control that. But if it's like actual, like a chunk of it was damaged, then that is completely entirely different, right? Like I've had examples where I've received Elite Trainer boxes from distro and they've been poopy stinky, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm gonna open the ones that are crappy, or I'm gonna sell them off at a discount, and then the remaining ones I'll either keep sealed or sell off in good condition. It's just kind of tough because people are obviously more critical about it, and there's only so much you can do because distro's like, there's only so much we can do, right? Because they're getting it from the Pokemon company, and then we're getting it from them, and just a lot happens in transit. Whew. But I don't know, man. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that kind of video idea? I think it would be really cool if we went in the XY era, Sun and Moon era, and we just went through and looked at certain cards that we felt like were really worth sending in for grading, and we just tried that general strategy, right? Like, so Skyla's going for 33 bucks. What's a Skyla and a 10 get? I feel like you can realistically only go back as far as XY. I feel like you go any farther than that, it's just GG's. So Skyla, the 10 value is obviously not as good as the Mewtwo 10 comparison, but the 9 spread is just as good. In terms of if you just were to set it in for grading for 15 bucks, you're gonna make money on it. Just gotta wonder what the rate is that you're gonna get that. But what about the Gyarados? Taking a look at the Gyarados. Gyarados 9 rate's actually better than that as well. Full Art Mega Gyarados. Yeah, once you just keep going down the line, it just kind of gets worse and worse, obviously. I feel like cards like the Espeon EX Full Art, though, those are probably still worth something, yeah? Yeah, but it's hard because it's not gonna be like worth it after the fee if you do hit a 9, because the fee value will feel a lot greater as the value of the card is less and less. But like Roaring Skies, here's another one. You know, Mega Rayquaza. How much does this one go for? This one's going for 45. Ooh, but that 9 though is rough. That 9 is super rough. I don't know, kind of crazy to see. Wow, what? This card goes for 3, because there's only a pop 18? Winona? I remember Roaring Skies had pretty terrible print quality, so that's probably why. I mean, gosh, how many near mints are there? There's 10 near mints, and the question is how many of them are truly near mints, right? I wonder how much of an up-tap market there really is in the XY era. You got to think about that. Someone said English SV booster boxes might have 1 SR per box. That would be hype. Cardinal got 2. Oh, really? That's sick. Been thinking about doing something similar with TCG, just shotgunning a card and seeing how the quality is. There's some cards with great margins. I don't know if it'll work. I know, right? That's kind of the thing. Do the investment video, Babe says. Tori likes it too. I know I'll sell poorly. I know, right? I think that'll be fun, especially for newer people seeing the buying and grading process. You should pull a Leonhardt and make a UFC video. A UFC video? Did you open like a UFC cards? That's interesting. I like it, but it could be a tough video to edit. That is a very good point, Collector J. I would have to literally buy all the cards, and then I would have to hope that... Yeah, that's a good point. That would be a tough video to edit. That brings up a really good point. I think you'd have a better shot with cheaper cards, even if it's not as fun. I think cheaper cards are more likely to be sold in gradable condition raw. It's entirely possible. It just depends on what you consider cheap cards, right? What if you look at cards over like $20? ES has 30 plus, CR has 20 plus, BS has like 9 to 12. What do you mean cards over $20? Like, are you saying like just regular rainbows, or what are you referencing? Because if you're saying over 20, that's obviously very broad, because there's a lot of cards over $20. Right? Like the Noivern. I remember we looked at the Noivern and what part this was actually worth grading. Conditionally speaking, right? And now what? Best case scenario, you double your money and you're losing money if you get a 9. Like, talk about terrible, terrible risk. I mean, heck, what about the Rainbow Rayquaza? Yeah, the Rayquaza is Rayquaza actually not bad for the 9. That's actually interesting. Wow, really? Not bad. But goodness gracious, the PSA 10 to 9 difference. Which is which? Is that the most recent sale? Yeah, it's the most recent sale. It's just overpriced probably. Alex made a video today talking about Cardinal. What is he still beefing with Cardinal? Make an I'm quitting video and post it 2 days later. Oh, that's so messed up. I would never do that because I'm not quitting, that's for sure. I just mean I feel like there's almost no one selling the best cards in a set perfect condition. Everyone knows about grading now. I see what you're saying. So like more or less not the high-end cards, you're looking for like the middle of the road, right? Are you still planning on setting up a PSA submission tier? At some point I would definitely like to get into it, but I'm still a ways away from that. I'm still a ways away from doing that. I've got so many other things I gotta figure out first. I'm literally one state away from you. I would like to visit with you sometime, bro, and sit down and talk business. Honestly, I have so much product and money to spend. I want to make more. Well, I am always down to meet people that are my... I mean, I don't know what call you guys. Followers, friends, community members, however you want to call yourself, honestly. Heck, when I was at a wedding, I met a boss. I've had one guy that lives in Phoenix that actually drove up to buy product from me, and he spent like 15 minutes just kind of asking me questions, and I was more than happy to do so. So if you guys were like, hey, I'm in town, Eli, I would love to meet you. Can I take you out for lunch? Of course, I can't really say no to that. Obviously, if I'm busy, but and it has to be planned. It can't be just kind of impromptu. Just don't kill me, please. Just, I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm so weird like that. Not about the killing part, and because I want to live, obviously. I'm weird in the way in which I have made a lot of my friends online through like Xbox and everything, and I've met them in person, and we've just become really good friends in person outside of just online. And so for me, I look at it in that same regard. Obviously, there are certain people that I'm closer with in person and online, so there's always going to be like that kind of disconnect, but for the most part, you know. Hopefully that makes sense. Take a look at Pikachu from Lost Origin, the raw gallery. Let's take a look at it. Wait, no, that's just Lost Origin. How do I view the trainer gallery? Oh, it's gonna show up still. Okay, cool. The raw value is not even existent. Okay, what? That is sus. Are you, wait, hold on, let me check, just make sure I'm looking at the right one. Take a look at Pikachu trainer gallery. You said Pikachu. I assume you're talking about this one. I could be wrong. What about it though? Not a fan of it. Anyone see how much alt arts are from Chilling Rainer going up? It's freaking crazy. Oh yeah, they've been grinding. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you, brother. Like, any card more expensive than $20 near minute is a set. In a set, it's usually not many. I feel that. I pretty much drop cards on TCG Player that are near mint that aren't worth grading. I feel that. And you suffered ever since. Lesson is don't meet anyone at bosses, right? I know I'm still suffering. Last night I had to do like a nasal spray again because I couldn't breathe. It's so annoying because like most sicknesses don't usually last this long, but it feels like it's lingering and it's annoying. Like I'm like, why won't this freaking go away already? I just want to be able to freaking breathe. Who pays though, John says? Oh, that's a great question. I always offer to pay, but if some people insist, then it's like, how do I want to say this? In certain cultures, it's considered to be rude if after once someone offers and you deny it and then they offer again and insist, then it's rude. That's kind of how I look at it, right? Usually when it comes to whenever I take out friends to eat, I always am like, I want to cover you. But there's been a lot of times where I've had mentors in my life that are like, no, you'll get me later, right? And I've always respected that. So for me, as long as there's like an understanding that like, if you're going to buy me lunch, then I'm not gonna let it slide the next time I see you. Like I'm gonna have to buy because I don't like that, right? Like I'm always wanting to do things for people, and you know, one of those for me has always been taking care of people. But a boss, on the other hand, he just had to show me up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not wanting to get murdered is my quirk. Narwhal, that's funny. TJ says, can I take you out? Ooh. I'll have to ask my fiance about that, but she'd probably be okay with it. Bitcoin is going to rip the upside when it's figured all out. What is Bitcoin at even? It's probably at like 26,000 or something like that. 25,000 last time I checked. The other one, the sleeping Pikachu. The other Pikachu, the sleeping one. There it is. Sleeping Pikachu. Let's take a look at it. That's a tough one, my guy. I still think that's a tough one. Cause it's like, okay, you say it's worth $5, right? Sure, you can look at this and say, oh my gosh, it's got 12x margins, but the grading fee is $15. And so the grading fee is 3 times more than the value of the card. So, and then you have shipping, and that's going to be the same value as the card just to ship. So it's tough, man. It's tough to justify that. That'd be super cool, bro. I'd obviously let you know before. Also agree that there's weird people out there. I've met so many content creators that are at Collecticon. People keep telling me I should go to an event. I'm thinking I'm going to this year. I just have to do it. I've been buying travel cards most recently, and so I'm gonna have to take advantage of those and just book a trip. A boss. Silver and gold is saving the world, Justin Durr says. I think yellow border TG cards will never get too high. I don't know. What do you mean by that? What's wrong with yellow borders? Sleeping Pikachu PSA 10 sells for like $75 on eBay. Tommy's top pick says. I mean, but even at that, like the $75 price point is better for sure. But let's do the math here together, right? Let's say you sell it for $75. You're gonna have at least a 15% fee, right? Then it's gonna cost you, we'll say roughly around, depending upon where someone lives, $5 to ship. Then you're gonna have a $15 grading fee. That right there, and then it costs you $5 to enter. So your profit is going to be purely 3,875. Sure, you can say to yourself that that is a almost 8 times return. That's sick. That's awesome. If you're going to go and send this in for mass grading and you're hoping that you're going to get a 10, if you get, as long as you get more 10s than 9s, then obviously be my guest. But the question you have to ask yourself ultimately is, if you get a 9 for this card, you're losing bad. Like, you're losing bad, right? Because that's if you're getting that 75, right? And we can do the math here, right? Where was that again? It was at 38.75, right? So let's actually just clear this number because we've got history to show. So we're gonna say, let's say for the sake of the argument, it sells for a 9 on, and we don't even know what the volume is for it to sell a 9, but let's say it does, right? Times 0.85. Then it's gonna cost you another $5 to ship. Then it's gonna cost you $5 to grade, or sorry, $15 to grade. And then $5 to buy. You're walking away with losing $4 every time. So where does that put you? Where does that put you ratio wise? 375. So for every 9, so you need to get at least 110 per every 9 9s in order to break even. Which, do I think that's feasible? Yes, of course, that's more than feasible. You're probably gonna make your money's worth. But let me ask you this. Do you really want to send in 1,000 Pikachus on the market and try and play the game of selling the cards in mass amount and not trying to flood the market with 10s and 9s to the point of where you're going to almost have to play the game of slowly selling it off over time just to scrape, $30 here and there in a card? Like, the amount of time you're going to be putting into it, like, the profit in theory from a percentage perspective makes sense, but from like an actual dollar value for time, it just isn't worth it, right? And that's kind of the thing you have to really look at with this whole situation when it comes to cards. I'd much rather take a card that's going to have 100% return, but it's going to be a $100 card that gets turned into $200 than a card that's going to have a 5x return that's going to turn $20 into $100. Like, because I'm going to make more money, and the effort it's going to take for me to do it is going to be worse. You're chasing pennies, which if you want to do it at a mass scale, it doesn't realistically make sense for you to do it that way, because you're not able to automate it. You're going to have to do everything manually. Maybe we can hit up Denver Collection Con later this year. That would be fire. Is there like a when's the next like card event? Is there anything in Phoenix where I live? No, that's Pokemon Play events. Pokemon conventions. I should just look up conventions. Charlotte. Well, that's so last second. I definitely wouldn't be able to pull that. These are all 2024. These are all 2024. Well, that's not it. I think sets are often too top heavy. It's like the Pareto distribution. 80% of the sets value is in the top 20% of cards. I feel that. Pokemon Sword and Shield prices are going down for most alt arts when the booster boxes are going up. What is this market? It's because of loose packs are being thrown on the market, Nas, and booster boxes are not. So the supply of singles is going up because more product of loose is being thrown in, which means more opportunity to open and add to the supply, versus no booster boxes means the demand will go up and the supply will not. Have you heard of the one card that will be in the MTG Lord of the Rings set? Any thoughts? I have not heard about that. I've heard about the set, but I haven't heard the 1/1 card. like literally one card that only one person can own? Is it gonna be like the ring? What's up, Daniel? Thanks for stopping by, brother. It's gonna be like one ring to rule them all, and it's gonna be only one of one made. God, talk about a frenzy. Imagine making something that scarce and then people are just going to feed for it. What's another good set though that'd be fun to send in for grading? Not evolutions, frick evolutions. Definitely not that. What about Primal Clash? How's Primal Clash looking? Primal Groudon? How's that card look? Holy crap. There's no way this card is not impossible to get into 10, right? Like there can't be a way that this card is impossible to get into 10. I gotta wonder what the supply of this card is. See how many near mint there are. There's 3 near mint, right? Exactly. Exactly. The supply of this card is insane. And there's 14 in a 10. Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, you seriously do have to wonder though, right? I regraded my BGS evolutions 9.5 and it got a PSA 8. LOL, what? That is so depressing. Imagine thinking the print tech won't just print a second one to keep tucked away. Sounds like Wizards of the Coast. 100k public bounty has been put on one of the ring serialized cards. Wow. So it's worth 100k. That's insane. They really made a 1-of-1 for one card. LOL, someone at WotC would own it. That's sad but funny. PK has been doing that sleepy Pika play. What do you mean by that? I see you're using Polka Data. Are they a good resource for getting prices? Yes, I definitely would say so. Hit an 8 on Primal Kyogre. Yeah, frick the 9, bro. I want an 8. There's no way. There's only one 8 that's been sold? No, there's been another one sold for 44 bucks. And I mean, the value of this prior for the 10, I mean, this is all over the place because the population on this is so low, dude. What about the Kyogre? Look at the difference in the Kyogre price. It's just insane. But if you hit a 9 on this though, hell, dude, look at this value. Look at this. If you hit a 9, you make your money's worth. Wow, go for that Kyogre, dude. Kyogre's the play. Question is how many available, right? Shocker, there's only 3. I wonder if we were to look this up on eBay. I mean, ain't no way we're gonna find this in half decent condition. Near mint? Yeah, look at that. Near mint my butt. Yikes. See, and that's the thing, is it's like with a lot of these cards in TCG Player, the supply is just so low on site. If Evolving Skies is like Flash Fire, that means there's also has to be an Ancient Origins, right? Pokemon is Lost Origins. That's funny. Honestly, not a terrible comparison. Poké Knowledge has been masquerading the Sleeping Pikachu and selling them. This seems like so much work to do for such little money. I don't know why someone would want to do that. So many jump slags on the market, you'll have to be picky. Well, and see, that's the thing we're trying to accomplish with the bot. With the bot, we really, really want to put an emphasis on giving you the opportunity to like literally just look at a bunch of percentages and then know which cards are going to be the best in terms of a yielding perspective, right? No, that's 100% true. That is 100% true, Jacoby. Near mint is technically considered to be a 7 or better. I just wonder if there's any cards that are in this set that are in decent supply. It's like you go here and you look and the supply on these are just so low. Just so low. So regrade? I mean, you could regrade. You just, that's just so sketch though still. Oh my gosh, they put One Piece up here? That's crazy. I actually want to take a look. What are Outsider booster boxes selling for right now? Yo, have you seen the Japanese cards that are increasing demand? Do you think that might be a great investment? Here's the deal, Louis. Obviously, you're going to have the specialty promotional cards with Japanese products, and I'm always going to pay attention to them because people are going to talk about them, and I'm going to look at the numbers, and I'm going to say, yes, historically speaking, they'll be good investments. And yes, there's going to be opportunities in the Japanese market. But if I'm being completely honest, I only have so much time to monitor so many things at once. And so for me personally, I'm not heavily monitoring the Japanese market in the same way I am with English. And so it's something that I would just refrain from answering on a deeper message than that, just purely based on the fact that I just don't want to give misinformation because I'm just not super knowledgeable in that area. Which is common for Flesh and Blood? What do you mean which is common for Flesh and Blood? What's Tales of Aria at, by the way? I haven't checked Tales in forever. Jeez, that booster box price has been just in the dumps, bro. It's been in the dumps forever. 68 bucks. There's someone selling 456 of them. I almost wonder if I just message them and be like, hey, I'll buy X amount for X amount of money. I'm a fan of Fab, if you haven't guessed. Just checked Heracross EX 105 from Fierce Fist has a 5% PSA rate. Is XY considered modern era? Insane seeing such low 10 rate. So here's what I would say. Sword and Shield is ultra modern. Sun and Moon is modern. XY is old modern. That's how I look at it. Do you think Sun and Moon base will ever go up? ETBs are stuck at 50 bucks. That's because they had a resupply comet. They were at like almost 100 bucks at one point, and then they got a resupply or a reprint, and then they went down. The easy money for Japanese cards, I would call it a resupply, not a restock, just because you can't really say that it got a reprint because it was out of rotation and it wasn't. I don't know, maybe it was. The easy money for Japanese cards has already been made and prices adjusted going forward for new releases. Don says, "What's up, Eli? What's up, Don? Since Japanese has triple B, does that mean that's our second set? It will be, yes." Tom picks us some sweet Excel videos. Take a look. Can you message people directly on TCG Player? I don't think you can. But you know what I can do is I can buy one of his, and then I can message him and say, "Hey, I'd be willing to buy X amount of them if you're trying to just dump it, if you can sell it to me at a discounted rate." I mean, what if I was like, "I'll buy 100 for $60? I'm a fan of Tails. I wish you could message people directly, though. But I understand why they don't do it, because people will probably spend too much time asking questions. What's the condition of this card? Can you send pictures? Yeah, that would just waste too much time. Fates Collide. That's a good one to look at. What's the Alakazam look like? That's the real question here. Oh, that's such nice spread. That is such a nice spread. Dang. What's the supply on this? That's another good question. And you gotta wonder too, what is... It's so annoying. There's only 9. I feel like it's almost what you do. You look at the cards that have a decent amount of supply. Oh, here we go. What about the Umbreon? It's a good one to look at. Maybe. That is a good point, Lord Narwhal. That is it's a good point. Whoa. This might be the one, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like if you do that experiment, you do it with the Moonbreon, or the Umbreon, not the Moonbreon. I mean, look at the supply of this card. Interesting, they've got one with a picture. How's the condition on the pictured one? Bro, I can't even see anything. That's so pixelated. Yikes, the centering on that looks absolutely atrocious. But I almost wonder if you go near mint here. See if you can pull it. Those are impressively bad pictures. I would have to agree with that. Here's a real question. I'm sitting on, obviously, a ton of XY era stuff that I still need to do a giveaway for Steam Siege. I'm just curious, what's the grading for this? Oh my gosh, it's atrocious. Wow. That's actually hilarious how bad it is. That's so bad. Ah. Oh, that's so bad. Sheets are meant to be. Eli's so good at spreading. Hold on, pause there for a second. With all the news about Alakazam Evolutions finally getting out, put into Modern, you mean Kadabra? What about him? Flush and Blood, TLDR, first 3 sets are running. The Tails Everfest was way overprinted, so they're all on the cheaper side, but still good sets. Uprising started at Fab 2.0. Yeah, well, so I was sitting on a decent, I mean, I still am sitting on some Monarch that I bought for what I thought was a good price at $225. And what do you know? It is not a good price because it is way under that now. Oh my gosh. I mean, how much is Monarch at this point now? It's 104. Cool. Only down 60%. All right. I think about 1 booster box is worth, or 1 booster case is worth. So spend like $1,000. Awesome. That's how you turn $1,000 into 500 or 400 or whatever. Woo! Terrible. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. At least you didn't buy Monarch for like 600. That is true. That is true. To be specific, the Japanese name for Kadabra was the issue. That's such a silly lawsuit. Also, is my face on the screen anymore? Because I'm like slouching. It is. My face is on the screen. Just enough to where you can see it. Can you keep talking about Evolving Skies? The price keeps going up. I don't think that's because of me, man. I hate to be the one to disappoint, but it's definitely not going up because I'm talking about it. Isn't Everfest super cheap too? Wonder how Outsiders is gonna do. It's crazy the pre-sale price is $88. I mean, this price is probably gonna tank when it gets released. Can you ask the CEO of Evolving Skies to lower the price? Oh, the CEO? Oh, of course. I have him on speed dial, actually. I'll give him a call. I need to dump Evolving Skies boxes soon. For the magician who was sued, tell me you're a narcissist without telling me you're a narcissist. Seriously, right? But this is why you diversify. There's no way to tell if it will tank or moon. I took a huge L by pre-ordering MetaZoo Wildness, but killed it on Sword and Shield Era. Hey, I just like looking at art designs of other card games, and I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was cool. To his credit, he apologized and said he was embarrassed that he made an issue out of it. Hey, that's good at least. We'll give him his credit. So what's great about Fab for Shops? LSS cares. They do care a lot more about the competitive aspect, I would say. I think there will be a collector's market, obviously, but... Because, I mean, some of the art designs are gorgeous in Fab. Like, one of my favorite cards, especially in, like... I think it's a common. I don't know if it's in a rare or not. Maybe it is a rare. Actually, it might be. Where's the card? Where's the card I want to show you guys that I love? There's one card in particular that I think is absolutely gorgeous. Here it is. I knew it was a common. Rejuvenate. This card in a rainbow foil is so gorgeous. I absolutely love this card. Such a beautiful card. Do you recommend getting an SV booster box after release? At this point, probably not. Unless you're just wanting to open it for fun, but it's pretty expensive, man. I'll buy y'all's Evolving Skies booster box. I have 9. Everyone out here trying to offload on Pokenufo. Hey man, if you guys are looking to sell and he's looking to buy, I can't blame him. So I'm gonna talk about this now while I'm on stream, and I might make a video about this. I haven't decided yet, but we are officially out. I talked about this on yesterday's video a little bit, but we're officially out of the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium collections on all of my distributors that I have access to. They're completely sold out, 100%. With that being said, this might be a hot take. I think this is gonna hit 150 by June. And I think that's undershooting it. I think this will hit its all-time high by the end of the year if things keep going the way they're going. I'm now like looking at this item, and I've been saying for the longest time that people are undervaluing it because people are like, oh, it got overprinted, it got printed in the ground, the value is crap because of that, right? And the supply is just now running out finally. So that print, that scarcity, it's coming. It's saying hello. And it is, it's going to hit people right in the face when they're going to see the price of this absolutely skyrocket. Because the demand for this item is still there. It's just the supply. So that is going to be my take. You heard it here first. I might make a video about it and we can, you know, go back and look. But yeah, here's my prediction. 150 by June. Maybe I give myself some more time, say end of June. I don't know. But some point in June, I think 150 is a good spot. And if you're someone that has been in the program and you've been buying for 80 bucks a pop or 75 back when it was 75 bucks a pop, that's a 2x return right there, baby. Can you get far taking 15 to 20% profits and reinvesting it, or at the point just hold? No, you can totally get far, 15 to 20. Just keep rolling. Do you think you'll get more? Probably not. I mean, we were sitting on it on distro for the longest time. It was just sitting, and finally it's running out. Hey there, pulled the Deandra Sar on my first Plaza Japan, and I'm not a scalper or a flipper, but would you sell or hold? My chances it increases in value through time. I've said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to the Japanese market, I'm not an expert on it, but for me personally, when it comes to singles, I would much rather sell at its high than leave money on the table, if that makes sense. 150 for CUPC, that will be my prediction by June, at some point in June. That is Eli's crystal ball hot take. 150 bucks by June for the CUPC. You heard it here first, folks. You have 3 premiums, fun to open. Opened 4, just wish the promos weren't all in the same plastic. Yeah, that does kind of blow. Eli, from your experience, why are cosmic packs still popping up? So there was a reprint, Nufo, of Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, and Cosmic. However, the time Cosmic was getting reprinted was when COVID happened. And because of that, they ended up canceling the reprint, but they still had created a bunch of packs. And so instead of putting them in booster boxes like they did with Unbroken and Unified Minds, they put them in just ancillary product. Eli, I figure, great point, thanks. We'll be seeing ES popping up just like Cosmic years from now, just wait. I would like that, Roma. I would hope so, but who knows, man. We obviously can't say. Eli, how can I make money in Pokemon? Well, department store, have you ever thought about selling Pokemon crafts? I heard that's a pretty big thing. End of year, sell your inventory. Right? Now that the program, I mean, here's my thing, man. I just want to get to a point where I will have product of my own I'll be able to hold on to for the program, because it would be nice to get on board with you guys and pick up product. Because, hey, you guys want to know how much Scarlet and Violet booster boxes I got allocated to me? And by me, I mean like me, Eli, not the store and the program. I took 0 for myself. I took a couple of ancillary products like some booster bundles, but that was it. And that's gonna be for the break, right? I took two cases of those, but all my booster boxes got given to everyone. So $300 by 2026. John, I think it could honestly hit 200 to 250 by end of year, and 300 wouldn't surprise me. Not bad. Why is Brilliant Stars about 170 when it's still in stock retail price at Pokemon website? Well, here's the deal, Joel. I think first and foremost, the reason why it's at 170 right now is because it's still on the Pokemon Center website. And you might say, that doesn't make any sense. Well, here's the deal. People are very uninformed when it comes to most things in life. And for that reason, people are going to overpay because of their lack of information. And people don't know that you can go on the Pokemon Center website versus TCG Player and buy it for cheaper. And so you're going to see people resell it at that price point. Now, the reason why I say that the price point is at 170, and the reason for that is because that price point should have easily been $200 a long time ago for Brilliant Stars, but it isn't because of the stock that's been on the Pokemon Center website. So if we go take a look at the set, and we look at how the booster box has more or less performed in the past couple of months, just look at where it is. Since January, it has actually slowly gone down in price. It has not done anything. It is flattened out at that 180-ish price point. And the reason for that is because people are just going on to the Pokemon Center website, buying it and reselling it. And the profit is not even a ton either. Because you're saying after fees, right? Let's say you're selling it for 180. We'll say 180, make it simple. Times 0.85 minus 10. I mean, heck, you're losing money. I don't even know why you would do that, but who knows? Maybe for some people, I don't know. Okay, serious question. I'm wrestling with. I have 20. I had 24 Evolving Skies booster boxes and sold 10 to recoup cost profit. Would you go further and sell 14 more left? If you would, how many would you get rid of? It's a great question. That's a good question. I think, Roma, you're at a break even. So everything you sell right now for 14 items is pure profit. If you were to sell for $400 a pop, you could walk away with an additional profit of $4,620. And if we look at the chart for how it's been performing, the booster box price has just still gone up. I mean, it's still trending up, right? I'm at least selling 50. I'm at least selling 50%. I can't not sell 50%. It's such a hard thing for me to want to hold on to that for that long. It's so hard for me to justify that. Because I look at this chart and I look at this progression, and like, we can sit here and we can have an argument, right, all day on whether a reprint is happening or not, and that's fine. But for me, I'm not gonna play the game of trying to time the top of this thing and just securing that profit and selling 50% of it for myself. Just feels so nice to just sit there and be like, hey, I just made $2,300 and I still am sitting on another 7 booster boxes. Like, I'm still sitting on a case. And that's crazy to think about, right? Like, that is crazy to think about. That you're sitting on just so much profit. I mean, obviously I don't know what your entry point is, but obviously you're saying you recouped your total entry already with your first 10 that you sold. So you are riding high right now, my guy. And so I feel like for myself, I'm at least selling 50. I'm at least doing that because although I think that this price is more than likely going to still go up, if you look at it on a 6 month and obviously on a 3 month and then on a 1 month, it's very inherent that this is starting to get a curve. And I think that's because the momentum of this push is slowing down. Do I think this could hit $500 by the end of the year? Totally. I totally think so. It could totally hit 500, right? But do I want to take that risk of getting greedy and making an extra $100 a booster box and leave profits on the table in case a reprint happened? No, right? I either sit here, right, and I say, okay, cool, I can make an extra $1,400. If it does hit 500 end of year, be greedy, right? Congratulations, you made that money. Or I could say, I sell half now. I missed out on opportunity cost, $700. But at the end of the day, I at least secured profits early, knowing the risk that I took. That's how I look at it, right? Because here's the deal, man. When the Evolving Skies news comes, if a reprint happens, I'm not saying it's going to happen anymore. I still would like to think it is, but, this is not, we've got no confirmation, so this is all hypothetical. But if that does happen, the minute that gets announced, you bet people are going to freak and the price correction is going to come, and it's going to come fast. Now, in theory, if you want to play the game and say, oh, I'll wait till May for the announcement, you could. But still, man, just leaving the profits on the table, God, it's just so hard to justify. Michael's to be like Roman one day. Opinion is yes, in a mini bubble. Once there's another good set, it'll stop and might even dip. Personally, I'm conservative with pulling out. I don't know. That's a good point to make, honestly. Matthew, I feel like why would the Pokemon reprint booster boxes win the most on their sites direct consumer? I'm assuming they make more when sending through distribution, so why not force people to go direct? So they probably, Matthew, actually make more going direct, but the thing is, because you're cutting out distribution, so you're getting much better margins because of it. However, the problem is that when it comes to them selling direct versus distribution, They can't do it in such mass volume because you're now having to, instead of be able to easy peasy send it all to one place, you're now having to break it down and sell it to multiple different locations, and that's going to take you more time. Do you think Crown Zenith PC ETBs will get reprinted? I would like to think at some point there's going to be more that are going to be thrown on the website. Yeah. You didn't account for taxes, good sir. Of course I didn't account for taxes. We don't like talking about that because we don't pay it around here. Big brain. No, I'm just kidding. You can sell one ES booster box a week from now until the reprint announcement in May. I don't like that. I like just saying sell half, hold on to the rest. It just makes it easier doing it that way. Or if you want to sell 6, then you can do that. Or because it's easier to sell in the case. However you want to do it. But more or less, I'm saying I'm at least going to take profits here. I don't want to get greedy. Hey all, almost missed today's stream. Glad to be here. Well, glad you're here, Pika Pika. Thanks for stopping by as always. Did you get the art contest code that should I grade it and sell it sealed? I have not gotten the art contest code because I didn't apply for it. I was a little bit out of the loop on paying attention for that. Are the news about Prince on demand legit? The Pokemon company released this news. Bonebreaker, it's not released news. That has just been an article that has been up on the Pokemon website, and then it continuously says it's been updated, but it actually, nothing changes. It's just an active article that they've had up forever. Came out like a year and a half ago. It's been like 6 wins since PT ETBs were available, but they keep doing regular ETBs, so I don't know. Taxes? What is that, right? But yeah, it's hard to know, man. Glad I caught the live. I can't stay, but want to say what's up. Thanks for all the info. Well, thanks for stopping, Harry's Poke Corner. Henry's Poke Corner. Woo. Reading is tough. Man, I just get so much PTSD sometimes from not taking profits on positions. Whew. Sell the case of Evolving Skies and invest in the fresh capital in Steam Seed, right? I mean, if you really want to go ballsy with it, Roma, and this is not financial advice, obviously, but if you really want to go ballsy in it, I'm not telling you to do this, but you know, my brain is thinking things. If you can find someone that's willing to offload you, if you can find someone that's willing to offload you CUPCs at $90 a pop, or cheaper the better. Imagine if, hypothetically speaking, right? You've got $4,620 that you just made in pure profit. Imagine you take that and you go buy some CUPCs for $90 a pop. You get 51 of them. And you buy them and then they go up to $200 by August. Or we'll say 180. Then you turn that 4,620 into 9,000 bucks. Obviously, I'm not saying that's what's guaranteed to happen. But in my mind, with the recent, what's the word I'm looking for? Development of it running out on distro, I wouldn't be surprised if this keeps going up and up and up and up and up in price. And obviously, like I said before, to most people, in terms of like, my top 5 videos, I've obviously said there's no point in me making one because there's not really anything out there that I like other than the 3 items I've listed. And then that item went down to 1, being the CUPC, because I still think it's a good price at $100. But more or less, if you can find someone and you'll be like, hey man, I'll buy 15 cases from you. That could be interesting to look at. Yeah, you have a point. I know where you're going with the CUPC. I took a portion of the money and bought 300 loose chilling rain packs for $350 each shipped, hoping those would climb. Got to move the money to higher growth potential. Exactly, because here's my mind, Roma, right? And maybe I'm going to have people FOMO in, and I don't want people to FOMO in. Please make sure you're making smart financial decisions. But when Evolving Skies got its small reprint, the price dumped, right? But then the minute that reprint or that supply was gone, it skyrocketed up because it's a high demand product. Celebration Ultra Premium Collection, we know, sorry, not Celebration, Charizard Ultra Premium Collection, we know it's hit $300 before because of the demand and the hype for it. But then it got printed in the ground, and the Pokemon company did a good job of suppressing the price. The supply is gone. What's stopping this item from doing what Evolving Skies did? You take that money that you made, pure profit, you throw it in. Sure, let's say that, here's an argument I'm going to make for you. What do you think is more likely to happen? Here's a fun argument. Let's say, just to make it simple, let's say you're buying them net, like after all expenses, everything. You're buying CUPCs for $100 each, right? $100 is what you're buying them for each. And right now, we know that Evolving Skies is $400. If it were to go up to $500, that's about a 25% increase. What do you think is going to happen first? Evolving Skies to $500 or Celebration Ultra Premium Collections to $125 from $100? I think when you look at that and you say $100 to $125, I think that's a walk in the park because the volume that is required for that to happen is so much less because the item is at such a lower price. And so the maturity of its price is just not there like it is with the Evolving Skies, which is why I look at Evolving Skies and I say it's going to start to flatline or it's going to slow down. Versus the CUPC, I think it's just going to ramp up at this point and the prices are going to go crazy. I did not see Nostalgic Nomics' whole video. He says he was right the whole time about investing. What did he say? What did he say? He was right the whole time about what? Costco clearance, my local 5-pack mini tin for $20 only. Hey, shout out to you for that one. Exactly, Roma, you get it. I see the CUPC getting a 100% return faster than the Evolving Skies getting that 25% return by far, especially considering like the nail in the coffin for me was when it went off distro. When it went off distro, I said this is gonna skyrocket, like no question. Tori picked up 2 cases for $340. Where? You just gotta look. $85. Yeah. Hey, I'm living in Europe. Heard that the Pokemon Company reprinted Celebration in the US, and that's true. I wish, dude. I wish they reprinted Celebrations. The only thing we've seen here, Bone, in terms of it, is we had some resupply of Charizard, Lance's Charizard, and Dark Sylveon boxes at our local Walmarts, but that's about it. I don't see it being a reprinted product either. It's such an ancillary product, and it was done... It was reprinted or it was printed in such a large fashion, it makes zero sense to me that this product will get a reprint. I don't see that happening whatsoever. So this product is just going to continue to dwindle in the overall supply. UPC strategy is a good one. I have 2 pallets that I would be happily to unload for 90 or less a piece. I'm keeping them now, but if someone would have timed that better, they'll likely be doing well in. Pokemon to the moon ground. Hey, what's up, SDC? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Always good to see you. SDC is one of the OGs, man. I just got an email from one of my distributors. Lorcana allocations are coming. Coming in August. Well, shocker, right? We know it's coming in August. But pricing is available. So we know pricing's a thing now. Okay, but where's the wholesale price? They don't even have wholesale pricing listed. They just have the MSRP price. The Lorcana booster box has 144 bucks and it's only 24 packs. That's kind of spendy, man. That's spendy. Honestly, though, I think base set Lorcana is going to be worth so much money, though. Like, you look at that and you say 144, that's expensive. But gosh, dang it, dude. This is going to be insane. This is going to be insane. I mean, heck, if a set like Fab can go... Where's, their first one? Welcome to Wraith. If a set like Fab can have a low supply like it does... And we don't know what the supply is going to be, right? So we have to take that with a grain of salt. But if it can go for 3K a box, like, it's game over for base Lorcana. That's going to be crazy. But yeah, all the release date looks like August 18th. It's not telling me anything other than that. But it's going to be insane, guys. It's going to be so crazy. The hype for that's going to be insane. Nostalgianomics made a video 7 months ago saying Sword and Shield is basically XY all over again. Well, if that was true, which I haven't watched the video, so I'll have to watch the video. But if you're saying that word for word, that wouldn't be accurate, though, because they would have absolutely reprinted everything into the ground. Like, Evolving Skies would be just printed into the depths of hell at this point. What's up, PokeJohn? Random connection online in Discord. Why do they keep reprinting Champions Path? What do you mean they're not reprinting it? I wish. Just bought the last Smoke and Mirror CPC. What do I think about the sealed Miniton displays for Crown Zenith? I think that sealed their really cool displayability perspective. I love the display of the celebrations. I thought that was such a gorgeous design. Are you going to mow your lawn this year? What? I live in Arizona, man. It's all rocks. Is that Disney tax, Eli? Right? It is the Disney tax. But yeah, I think that for me personally, I do believe that mini tins, specifically their sealed displays, are undervalued because they're sick, man. Have you guys seen the Celebrations mini tin display on the case? They're so gorgeous in terms of art designs. I think those should be honestly extremely collectible. I'm going all in on Lorcana. I'm right there with you, man. Any hopes to get some MTG Middle Earth product from the wholesale program? Love me some LOTR. So here's the deal. I talked to my distro about it, Mr. Mime, and here's what they informed me. For the set, you have your pre-orders because in order to get Magic to begin with, you have to be an official storefront. And with that, they have storefront allocations. All those allocations are going to the store. Once the store itself has got its allocations, then it goes on open order. As long as there's supply for open order, which it's Magic, you would assume so, then you can order as much as you want. So, in other words, at this point, I am more or less just waiting to hear from my distributor on when I can get the green light to start letting people do LOTR for Magic. Because I was like, hey, can I put up pre-orders for my customers? And he said, well, your storefront is going to get sell allocations. Obviously, you don't want to take from that pool because that's going to the store for pre-release. And I can't give you guys pre-release because it's against contract. So that's just the way it's going to have to be done. But I will keep you guys posted, obviously. Welcome Rate Box only had a supply of 16,000. That is true, Nico. It was a very low supply. 16,000. I didn't know it was that low. But we have no clue what the supply of Lorcana is going to look like. The game does matter, though. Disney has had card games in the past that failed, so the risk that it's not popular and boxes just never take off. That's true. There's always going to be a risk, Brandon. I 100% agree. There's always going to be a risk. I just would like to believe that they're going to more or less try and copy Magic and compete with Magic. And they're going to look at that and they're going to say, what can we do with our Imagineering designers and try and cop that. Roma's about to go crazy with the 20 UPCs. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm not saying it's a bad play. At the quantity, you can probably send an email to get a better price. Not a bad play, Mime. See, that's the thing, man. You should never feel afraid to message a storefront that. I've had people do that before. Hey, if I bought you out of all your stock of this specific item, can I get a discounted rate? And I'm like, yeah, I can totally do that. I've totally done that before. I've totally had customers do that to me before, is what I mean. Lorcana, John, is going to be the new... this is probably a public information, so I feel like I can share this. It's going to be the new Disney game. Let's see if I can pause this. You guys are probably hearing the audio. The car designs look very eerily similar to I mean, these are obviously common uncommons, right? Like they just look like common uncommons. But they look closer to Fab or Magic, obviously. They're going for that copy. Just in their own way. In the order place, I just need to find a place to store them. And on that note, 6 ES booster boxes for sale. Here we come, baby. There you go, man. And we will do a video. You know what I will do? That'll be Monday's video. That'll be it. And it's gonna be a crazy video because people are gonna say that I'm FOMOing. But I'm gonna make people FOMO, but God, I'm just so high on it right now just because it just got off a distro. I mean, I've already been high on it for the longest time, but now I'm gonna say, you know what I should title the video? Why this is your last chance to get in before it's too late. And then that's gonna be the Celebration Ultra Premium Collection. And that's fair, Brandon. I mean, everything at this point is hypothetical, right? And if we look at what they've done to Star Wars and most recently Marvel, they can always let us down. They've done good things in the past. They've done bad things in the present. They've also done bad things in the past. Oh my gosh. Don't talk to me about the sequels. Thanks for the response and insight. Mainly looking for a gift collector booster box since they have a chance at the 1-1 ring. Yeah, no problem, Mr. Mime. Now, since we have silver borders, do you think the English market will attract more Japanese collectors or investors? I don't think that silver borders are going to be like a end-all be-all for transferring over. Like, if you liked English, you liked English. If you like Japanese, you like Japanese. I don't know. It's hard. Like, just because English is silver borders, it doesn't now make me like Japanese more because they're more similar, right? It's like if I liked Japanese before, I just liked it before because I thought it was cool. Musha Report does a good details on Lorcana if anyone's interested. There you go. Can't wait for that video. Hell yeah. What do you think is a good price for the Zard right now? Sub $100. I think if you can get it for $100 or cheaper, I think it's a good price. What website and resources are there to purchase Lorcana at this moment in time, Jerry? I don't know if there's any. This doesn't come out till August. Has employees started yet? No, they haven't. So I was supposed to have someone that I was going to hire work for me at the end of this month. That ended up falling through. I am more or less scrambling to now try and find someone who's going to be able to help me with the release of Starlight Violet because I am not going to want to do it by myself. My fiance will obviously help me if I end up having to use her because Lord knows that, hey babe, I'm going to need some help. I can't do this by myself. But yeah, it kind of fell through, man. And so I'm in the process of looking to try and hire someone to work for me. It is not a remote position. You would have to live in Arizona. You'd have to live relatively close to where I am. It's a salaried position. So if you live in the area and you've got some experience, and I'm not saying experience in like what I'm doing, but like, how do I say this without being offensive? Like, I just need some proof that I know you're going to be a good employee. That's basically what I mean. Then feel free to message me. But there's obviously going to have to be a commute at somewhere. You're probably answered it already. Would you buy an Evolving Skies ETB for $76 today? No. Not at all. I would not. Live in Eli's house and play with Pokemon cards and get paid. There you go. I mean, literally, I mean, the job itself. All right, I'll move from PA, right? Everyone out here saying they're gonna make the move. I mean, the job itself, literally, you'll just help run the Roka for the card sorting machine, and you'll help work with bulk, and then you'll just help with shipments. That's literally what the job is gonna be. So, and I will pay you salary, and if you hit certain criteria, then I will give you incentive bonuses. That will reflect an increase in your salary. I'm all about incentive. If you help me make more money, then I'm gonna help you make more money. Pretty simple. Don't hire anyone from the live afternoon stream, right? Right? I'm not. I'm just saying that publicly just in case there happens to be someone in Arizona, because there is a lot of people that I've met in the local area, both from Arizona and from Oregon, back where I live. I'm just throwing it out there though, because I see companies all the time saying we're hiring. Send in your resume, right? But I'm gonna definitely have to scramble and see if I can find someone, because I got 12 days to get ready for Scarlet and Violet release. Department store. You'll be lifting heavy boxes while Eli sits on a throne of cardboard smiling. You'll be lifting me onto those heavy boxes. That's what you're really going to be doing, Nico. It'll be interesting to see, though, what the market's going to look like with bulk in the future with the silver border change. That's for sure, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are down to the witching hour. Been almost going for 2 hours. I've got about another, I want to say, technically we've got about another 15 minutes, but I might end up cutting it short about another 10 or so. So I might wrap this up in the next 5 to 7 minutes or so, depending upon how we go. Just because your boy is still sadly sick, and my throat, my voice is like starting to disappear because this is so exhausting. Nope, you're not going anywhere. People don't want me to end. I'm sorry. I went long yesterday. I went an extra 15 minutes on yesterday's stream. I just my throat, it hurts. It hurts to talk. It's exhausting. But yeah, so get in any and all of your guys' questions now for the next 5 minutes. What's the compensation? $75,000 a year. That is definitely not the pay. I do not have that one. Oh, wow. Yeah, oh, full medical, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to get full medical, 401k match, $75,000 starting, and a Lamborghini. Yeah, you get also a foot massage every morning. Get out of here, department store. I'm not there yet. I wish I was balling like that to pay people that much money. 75k, if only. If only for a starting rate for something that's little. Is it cool if I just watch YouTube all day? Bro, no one's stopping you. That's the best part about free will, is nothing stopping you from just watching YouTube all day. Maybe work, but frick that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think as your employee? Oh, as my employee, Lord Narwhal says. Oh, you guys didn't hear? Oh yeah, you get paid frick work, you say. Yeah, exactly, you get it. Sounds good. Narwhal gets it. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you buy a CUPC case for 95 bucks, if you buy from Zulu Games, that's pretty good, man. Hills is also that price. That's pretty sick. But I'm gonna end it here. Can I get a hot tub for the stream? You want me to be a hot tub streamer? I could do that. Last question. Get a hot tub for the stream. Be a hot tub streamer. I could do that. Be the next Amaranth. But I'm going to end it here, ladies and gentlemen, though. I want to thank you guys all so much for stopping by. As always, we do weekly giveaways. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But, yeah. It's Thursday. Hopefully you guys have a happy Thursday. Or the eve of Friday, as we said last stream. But I will see you all next Wednesday.